Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, just a quick video. I just want to talk really quick this morning about what I found to be the most disgusting, embarrassing, humiliating part of the meeting between Vladimir Zelensky and Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and in the White House yesterday. This, I think, was one of the most humiliating moments for America, where I think Americans have to remember the difference between wealth, accumulating wealth, and loyalty, having loyalty and honor, loyalty to our allies. That's what I think. I think yesterday we pretty much gave up our position of being loyal to our allies post World War II. And now Trump is more in alignment with Russia as the dictatorship of Russia, trying to acquire take over new property across around the world. Trump is following in the footsteps of Vladimir Putin towards a dictatorship. That's what I saw yesterday. But this was the most humiliating part, and I think this should anger the most Americans too. Brian Glenn. I have no idea who this guy was before today. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, or Mr. Greene. We'll call him Mr. Taylor Greene, I guess. What this guy does for a living, I have no idea. But he snuck in the area with the reporters. I'll have the link to this right down below. I'll put it right on top so you guys could actually watch exactly what I'm talking about. And he was in the area with the reporters. He was standing in the reporter line outside in the press area. And he had a question for Volodymyr Zelensky, and I think it's obvious he was trying to humiliate Mr. Zelensky. Mr. Zelensky usually dresses in just basic black, which I kind of can respect. That's what just like Johnny Cash, man. I love black. But this is the thing I respect about Mr. Zelensky is he's fighting a war. And I have much respect for him in dressing in that kind of attire. Like I think he would look just like a politician, just like all the other people in that room, just like a babbling, brown-nosing politician. If he was all dressed up. Here's an interesting fact: in Ukrainian, the word for a suit is a costume, costume, Kostium. A costume, kind of fitting, isn't it? So, like I said, the fact that he's out there, he's not claiming he has bone spurs. He's out there with his troops, leading his troops in battle, like freaking George Washington, against an invading army, like we did against England. And I have a lot of respect for that. But this is what Mr. Taylor Greene, or Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, this is what he did. He raised his hand as if he was a reporter, and Donald Trump, of course, had him standing right in front with reporters. This is what I find disgusting about this. This was supposed to be reporters standing in this line, and because Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Trump ally, she got her boyfriend in the front row of the reporters, and he asked Mr. Zelensky, "Why don't you wear a suit? Why aren't you wearing a suit? Do you even own a suit?" He actually says this in this worldwide televised meeting, trying to embarrass Vladimir Zelensky. And Zelensky handles this great. He says maybe after this conflict's over, maybe I'll wear a suit. He says, maybe one more expensive than yours, or he said maybe one nicer than yours. He says. Then he kind of rethinks that. He says maybe one less expensive, So he's poking, That was quick-witted on Mr. Zelensky's part. But here's the thing that really struck me about most Americans. Most Americans. He insulted Marjorie Taylor Greene, boyfriend, Mr. Taylor Greene over there. Insulted most Americans by saying this, asking if he even owns a suit, because I believe most Americans really don't own a suit, or if they do own a suit, they wear it to funerals and sometimes weddings, like I do. I have one suit that sits in the closet, and most of the time, honestly, at coming up on 60 years old, I wear it more for funerals these days than for weddings. So, I don't wear a suit. Most Americans do not wear suits. They are costumes, like it's pronounced in Ukrainian. It's a freaking costume, a pretty boy outfit. I saw a cool meme that said it had Vladimir Zelensky, and it said, "I need ammunition," in the text. And then the next picture showed Trump and J.D. Vance with obvious makeup on their faces, saying, "We need makeup." Kind of fitting, you know. I don't think Mr. Taylor Greene or Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend looked very good in this. You know, they're talking about a country being taken over, the Ukraine being invaded, and it's people being killed, and it's infrastructure being destroyed. And this guy is asking, why aren't you dressing up all pretty like the rest of us? And trying to embarrass Mr. Zelensky. And then, like I said, he actually says, do you even own a suit? You know, trying to embarrass him. Well, he's talking to the rest of, a lot of Americans heard that. You know, and most Americans don't own a suit. And if they do, like I said, they own one for funerals and for weddings. So it was that was a poke at most Americans, not just Vladimir Zelensky. Screw Mr. Taylor Greene, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend. That's my thoughts on this. I'll be back more to talk about this embarrassing, humiliating, one of the most embarrassing, humiliating moments for the United States ever in the Oval Office. The link will be down below. Have a good Saturday.